Hello my dear Aries, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between March 16 and March 31st, 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I have put astrological information for the month of March in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se, where you can also find and buy all the decks I'm using in this video. There is a subscription service up on my webpage that you can take part of if you want to learn more about spiritual growth, yoga and tarot. So for this reading I used the Tarot of the Hidden Realm by Barbara Moore and illustrated by Julia Jeffrey, and I will start shuffling your cards. So when I open your deck here, I see the Blasted Beach and Five of Wands. So Blasted Beach is usually something a little bit eruptive, destructive. Five of Wands is petty arguments. Maybe you're going through something that's making you touchy-feely and easily argumentative. So it might be something going on inside of you. Maybe your walls are being torn down, so you might become more sensitive, and that might come out as you being a little bit edgy. So we'll see where it goes with that. So I call the divine with love and light, and here we have Nine of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. So this kind of advice is to stay calm in a storm, okay, to take shelter inside of your own body and your own temple. Feel your feelings, and if it feels like something is off, of course you are supposed to communicate it diplomatically, okay, to say to someone, okay, this is how I feel here about this, or I see you did this, what did you mean by this action? So you don't have to start World War III, but you always need to feel your feelings. So if you feel your feelings and here you're staying in the center of this, your soul, and then you feel something is a little bit off, like you're rocking to one corner like this. You identify what caused the imbalance and you communicate it, if only to yourself. Okay, so here it comes a lot of people to my house and I feel suddenly very uncomfortable. Interesting. Or you're reacting on something someone says or does, so you see what it is, and then you might communicate it to this person. So I see you said this, what did you mean? And the person might say, well, I didn't mean to offend you. I just thought like this and this. And so and then you release it. And you just become like this stable person again inside your temple. So it's always supposed to, you're always supposed to read yourself to know what's going on. And so it might be that this ability with you has been intensified. So you're more in tune with yourself and you get more information about what's going on. So, and you might feel like you're going crazy and that there's tower going on, but it's really just the divine taking down your walls towards yourself a little bit, so you can become more aligned with yourself. When you have a lot of rules for how to live or how to behave, you become very unnatural and stiff and not alive. So you're actually becoming alive here, so it's a good thing. So I've forgotten where I were, but I would say I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world. And here we have the Page of Pentacles with the Five of Wands. So kind of just saying the same thing, that you need to be your core self. The one that you were when you came, okay? Your natural self. It might be that you're dealing with an earth sign as well, since it comes both Nine of Pentacles. That's Virgo, and this is earth, so pure earth. So I call the six elements earth, and here we have the Empress, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today. Ten of Swords, and get a clear view reading for my dear Aries viewers. Yes, this seemed to be important. The Five of Wands, yeah, the Ten of Swords also, and the Empress. So I'm thinking it's something with your body that you can't align with. You betray yourself a little bit with the Ten of Swords. When you feel something, you try to suffocate it or keep yourself shut up because you're afraid of conflict. I know Aries is often the head of conflict. Wherever you go, it can be caused conflict because of your temperament, but it's how you are. So you just need to align with this and not try to become something that you're not. Of course, you can practice on becoming more aware also about other people's reaction and how afraid they might get when you are, so you can temper yourself with how you say things, but still voice this what you're saying. Maybe you're saying things in a harsh way just because you feel that no one listens. So, and that's probably mostly because you don't listen to yourself. So you mirror this out to the outside world and say, oh, nobody is listening to me, but really it's you that doesn't listen to you. So maybe you say things too harsh to get your voice heard. And really you don't have to. You can say it with the smallest words. You can see that I was seeing some small section of a movie about Queen Elizabeth yesterday, and she seems to rule the country without saying in one single word sometimes. So there can be a lot of power in just communicating in very simple, short ways what's on your mind. And people can still listen to you and understand what it is that you want. So maybe you always you might need to start to temper yourself how you say things, but don't stop saying them. Start to say them even more. Okay. I want my dear Aries to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success. The Devil. Okay, so you're very scared of your own shadow self, like the sides of you that might be very strong and taking you over. It's like you have the devil on your shoulder just shouting out things like you were having like Tourette's syndrome. It's fine, okay? I think Tourette's syndrome might be a symptom of you not having all your soul integrated in your center. So you might have lost different soul parts, and actually you're just trying to give justice to yourself. This is why this things coming like flashes to your nervous system, giving you a tantrum or something. It just wants to give you justice. So you have a very strong persona that's very clear on what's just and what's not, what's moral and what's not. And you can't write on other people's noses how they are going to be or act, or but you can always put boundaries around yourself and how they are allowed to act and be together with you. Yes, this can be a little bit selfish. It can make you very lonely if you are fighting for justice in these intense manners, but it's better to take it in and just see it and do it. Like it's like a freedom fighter being here in your aura, and it wants to come home to you. So welcome it and start to temper it. It will be as wild as it was when you put it in the basement, and you put it in the basement because it was wild. So it's still going to be wild and crazy and all these things, but allow it to come in, because now you can start tempering it. So maybe it's like a 3-year-old. It's still you, so it's still part of you. You can't just chop off this part of you that doesn't seem to resonate with the rest of your upbringing or domestication or moral codes. I think this is going to be a good thing. It's just that it's also maybe you are afraid of your own feelings of disappointment, like how deeply disappointed you can get on other people, and you try to probably have patience with them, but the patience is going like it's like a little bit of an atomic explosion here. So I'm not thinking you are the most patient person. So why are you trying to be so patient? You are what you are. Try to accept it, as long as you don't hurt anyone. And if you have hurt anyone with too harsh words, sorry, I'm sorry is a very good word. It's freeing both you and the other person from karma and trauma. So it's magical in that way. Very magical. It's one of the most magical words. Okay, so I will tune in to you, Aries, and your reading for a few seconds. Okay. So, my dear Aries, this is your future there, and this is your now, and this is the past. So the past might be first part of March, February, might go longer back also, and it's the Eight of Pentacles. So Eight of Pentacles is a beautiful willingness to perfect yourself and always try better, always like, okay, next time I will do better, next time I will do this. But you still have this warrior energy inside of you, and it's very fiery, all these things. So I'm thinking, if you are born like with a warrior soul, why are you trying to be something else? You can perfect the warrior soul into a spiritual warrior, like a warrior that defends the weak against the strong ones, like Robin Hood kind of warrior. Okay, if you feel that it seems beautiful enough, I think. And you have the fortune fairy here saying that everything is all right. So be this person. If you're born like this, it's who you are. So don't try to be someone else, but try to take up this energy, like this little bit wild energy, and take it to your home and tell it the rules of your home. But you can still have it like there as a superpower, always available. So we can't really cut off parts with ourselves, but we can make them useful in situations where they actually are truly useful, when you need to stand up for some injustice or so. And here's the Two of Wands. So Two of Wands probably means it might be that you're a little bit crossed with someone, or you might be crossed with yourself. So you're trying to hold your horses and try to behave in a way so you can be in peace with others. And you might have some kind of dream also. And it's an Ace of Swords, so I'm thinking, and Death here. So I'm thinking that Divine has one plan for you that is more warrior-like, and you have a plan for you that is more peaceful. So sometimes when we want peace, we need to go to war. And if you were born a warrior, you were supposed to be a warrior because this was how the universe wanted you. So go with your mission. And you can still be loving. You can do things in the name of love. So it requires for you to have very high moral standards, and also have self-control, of course. If you're sitting on a power like this, you need to have high moral standards. And I think you do. It's just that you need to know how to balance this, like when it's okay to be the warrior, and when are you supposed to temper yourself. It's only you that can decide that. And here we have the Eight of Swords, so I'm thinking you are a little bit too harsh on yourself, probably. Yes, because Three of Wands is like you're a very good negotiator. And we have the Lovers here, and this is the Devil. 15, 1 + 5 is 6, the Lovers, and the Three of Pentacles, so that's kind of the 8. You're trying to work something out with other people. 3 and 3 also. It's a beautiful situation that probably will solve itself if you're not worrying so much. And it might be that you're dealing with other people judging you all the time, judging you, until you get so sick of it that you don't know what to do. What to do is to start to see how you're judging yourself, and then you will know why it's mirrored in the outside world with a lot of people judging you. When you stop judging you, they will stop judging you. So that's how it works. If you are very like, oh, I'm so bad, I'm doing this wrong, and I'm not worthy, and then the universe says, well, your wish is my command, and all these things will be reflected back to you, and you will say, no, oh, I knew it. I knew I was a bad person. Now I'm getting the confirmation. So the world works in peculiar ways, but if you know the laws, then it's easier to live. Because if you just stop with the things that you don't like, you will not get so much more of that. It might have a certain momentum, and you can put boundaries towards that to really use the law of repulsion to say no to it. And then you will be fine, okay? So, Aries, in the past here, we see the Five of Wands. So it seems to be the theme card, the theme for this reading, how to get along with other people when everyone has such a strong will. So you're one of the horned signs, like Capricorn, that's connected with the devil, and Taurus. So you are very stubborn, and you have a very strong will. And yes, to get friends, you sometimes might need to temper yourself, but the important thing is to actually say this what you want. It's not so important to get what you want, but to say, this is what I want, and the other person say, well, this is what I want, and then you communicate, and by logic and love you come forward to the thing that's most like highly vibrating, and you decide upon that, and that is cooperation. And that is how you do it, okay? You listen, you talk, and you listen. And you listen and you talk. And here we have the Four of Cups. So to be able to talk, you need to know what you're feeling. So you need to also go inside of you. You can see this girl, she's like thoughtful, feeling the inside of her, trying to figure out, okay, what do I feel in this situation? And it's a 4, so it's connected to the Emperor. What am I to decide upon the basic of my feelings? So premeditate before you, instead of, here it's like you're doing the other thing around. You have a quarrel and afterwards you feel like, okay, what did I feel? So things might go like too quick with you. It's like, and then it's over. And you might have found it yourself with a new enemy, probably yourself, wallowing in what you just said. If you do this the other way, like premeditate, what am I really feeling right now, communicate it, that would be a better way, but it's fine like this too. It's your way, okay? And here we have the Six of Cups. So if you feel like you have done something bad, you go and said, okay, I'm sorry, I have a flare, I was really angry with you, I didn't see things the way you did, but I might have come out a little strong. I still believe in the things I said, though. So this magical word with I'm sorry. Six of Cups is nostalgia. It's when you start to feel, well, I had a quarrel with this person, but now I'm not angry with them anymore. I can't even remember what the quarrel was about, and I just want them back. So then you say that, okay? And you might feel very inconsistent, but this is how your soul works. It's a little bit like a roller coaster sometimes, this ride of the soul, until you get to know it better and know who you are and what you stand for, because then you will do this in a better order, and you will also calm down. You will be more sure of yourself, so you don't have to be so like do things like too much. You can do it in more moderation because you are more sure, you're more calm, more grown up. But here I'm seeing you growing up, because you're starting to feel your feelings, and afterwards you don't flee, you don't run away from the guilt that you might feel after have had this flare, and you just stay with it, and you don't judge yourself. You just feel, okay, how do I feel now? Now I feel like I want to make up again. So then you do that. So if you are a person with temper, you need to also be able to say I'm sorry a lot. So it's no problem, it's no biggie, okay? You destroy things, you build them up. You destroy things, you build them up. It's your game, it's your aim, so it's fine. And eventually you might, when you align with this and are not so cross with yourself all the time, you are going to calm down also and do things, as I said, with more moderation. But that doesn't have to be your goal. Your goal can just be to be in tune with yourself and always ask, okay, so what am I feeling now? What do I need to communicate now? And you do it. And it doesn't matter if it's like one day you are super mad and yet next day you're super loving. That's the passionate you. Aries are very passionate people, so live with passion or not at all. Okay. So there's a saying, let's see if I can't remember it because it's a little bit like tricky. Those who love with passion shows us how to live, and those who live with passion shows us how to love. So go with it. And here you have life renewed, so it's also like I'm sorry, and having like second thoughts and seeing things from above and finding better solutions to the quarrel that was, and seeing that it was so not that bad. You can see your own side also now. Probably you can see, okay, so maybe I did this a little bit wrong. They still did this, and I was really mad. I remember I was really mad, but now I can't really remember why it triggered me so much, because now I can see both sides. So you're coming down here, and you're growing up, you're maturing, and probably offering peace. It might be someone else also coming and offering you peace here and wanting to reconcile. You have both the Six of Cups and life renewed here with the Judgment. So it's a time for repentment and saying I'm sorry, and people getting friends, like back their friends, and lovers coming back together, and because the quarrel wasn't that bad, and you don't have to throw out the whole baby with the bathwater. So, and here we have a Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles is usually Taurus, might be a Virgo or a Capricorn as well. So it seems like this energy is very central, and it's this with a thoughtfulness, like staying and premeditating about things, feeling your body, wondering, do I want to invest here or don't I? So it might be a person thinking of commitment, or thinking how to move a certain thing along. They have a certain plan, they want something, but they are not rushing into it. So, and it's very loyalty to this. It's a person being consistent. So it might be your counterpart or another part of you. You might have a part of you that's very loyal. Even if you get really mad, you never give up on a person, because you're passionate. You're passionate about them when you get angry. You're passionate about them when you love them, and you don't give up on them. So, and this might be also mirrored in their outside world, with a person not giving up on you, even if they might take cover when there's the worst storms. It doesn't seem like they're giving up on you. They're just thinking, okay, so maybe we can mend this in some way. You can feel that this person might be boring because they are too calm, too cool, so you can't really see if they, like, do they really care about you or not. But you can see with their consistency if they care. If they they are the person that's always there, then they probably care, even if they don't show that much passion. And here we have the High Priestess coming underneath the Six of Cups. So it's some kind of knowledge that comes through your feelings here, to the past. It's something about the past that's coming with a message to you. It's a message of love and fertility, and it's very emotional, but in the same time very self-loving. So you don't give up yourself because you love another person. They need to love you for you, so you can't really change yourself to get the likings of another person. Then that person is meant for someone else and not for you. You need to be truly you if you're going to find the person that's for you, because if you're not, they're not going to recognize you. So they are going to fall in, if the one that's your soulmate is probably going to fall in love with, like, their type is a very temperamental type. So if you try to be nice, overly nice, they won't recognize you. But here it's some kind of wisdom, it's some kind of knowledge that comes, like a certainty that comes out of your feeling. Maybe you feel certain about something, a project, a person, a life plan, a creative project. Maybe you're certain that you want to move on with a relationship. You're certain that you want to start this new business. You're certain that you want to accept this job. So it's a certainty, and it's a lot of twos. You have 2, 20, 2. 20, 2 plus series, of course, also 2. And the Knight of Pentacles is the ones that go slow, go steady. So it's like you're holding back a little bit and trying to see it from above, and trying to get a good picture and knowing what's the best thing to do. And it seems like you will get the knowledge of what's the best thing to do. Might be another person also that wants to come close to you, but might be a little bit careful because they know your feisty temper. So in that case, you might be needing to be the one that steps forward because they don't want to have their head chopped off. Okay, so, but it's a beautiful reading. It's very calm. Even though it was a lot of temper from the beginning, it seems to have calmed down and turned into some kind of love and knowledge instead, and wisdom as well. So it's good work. Okay. And here we have the Three of Swords, the pain. So what do the pain want to say to you in this situation? Five of Wands. Okay, so we get experience through pain. If we are pain stricken by something that happened in the past, it's probably very, very significant. We don't feel pain about things that doesn't matter to us. We feel pain about things that do matters to us. We feel loss about things that we love to have. We loved it when we had it. Okay, in some cases we lose things and we can't get them back. For example, we might lose our youth. It's not coming back. We might lose a partner to death and they are not coming back, not in this lifetime. We need to accept our losses, but also know that they were actually talking about a deep caring that you had for someone. Sometimes you might want to be tough and act like you didn't care, but this is kind of putting you straight. You did care, so stop with the fuss and trying to act like, no, it didn't hurt, I'm so cool, because you aren't. Okay, love is there, or love was there, so you need to give homage to it. You can't pretend like it was nothing. It was something. It's still, things might be what they are still. You see things from above. So you still might not want to, engage with this person if they gave you pain, or you might not be able to engage with them, or you might not get back what you have lost, but you can still see it very clearly. So then usually we are fighting to avoid pain, and here pain still is, even if you did go into the fight. So what you're truly fighting for? Were you fighting for not being humiliated, or were you fighting for something that was actually worth having? Ego is not that worth having. It's good when you're protecting your body, but your soul is you have more use of your soul in your body than your ego taking care of your body. It's going to be much more rewarding. So if you were fighting for something here that was a little bit selfish, the pain is now a reminder that it didn't give you anything. Okay, this quarrel or this argument or this battle didn't give you anything. The only thing that's still there is this pain and the loss. But it's fine too. It just wants to do like a reality check, so you know what you love, so you can be loyal and consistent and know what's worth fighting for. So it's like a wake-up call, we can say. And the wake-up call comes from your heart or from a water person. You have a lot of water here. Might be a Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio. This is Pisces usually. Six of Cups, Four of Cups, Page of Cups. So your heart tells you when you are like in tune with yourself and when you're not. When you're lying to yourself and when you're not. When you're consistent and when you're not. So it's a beautiful reality check to know your own heart. And it seems like you have a very loyal heart. Okay, it's not forgetting easily. You can be tough and have this tough mouth all you want, but your heart is still, like, it doesn't forget. So what are you trying to protect? What do you think that people would do with you if they knew? And here we have a Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles is Virgo. We have Taurus here. We saw Capricorn with the Devil. So it's like you're trying to ground yourself. And it's beautiful. You're starting to love yourself, loving everything about you. Also this little vulnerable jewelry that you have around your neck, this heart of yours. So it's making you beautifully luscious. And we can see this lusciousness comes with this girls' bosoms. They are very luscious in all these pictures. So something wants to be born. You want to nurture others. Others want to nurture you. But the fear of pain or humiliation might be in the way a little bit. But not for long. If you follow your authenticity and you stay authentic. So this might be a message of like a friendship being reunited. Someone coming back with that warm embrace of love and care that they once gave you, or you are giving this to someone. And the 8 of Swords. So you don't have to judge yourself like you did something wrong. We never do things wrong. We just do things in different way and get different experiences. And we collect those experiences like a beautiful ribbon of pearls. And this is why we're here. So there's no mistakes. And we can still admit to that we made a mistakes, because now we feel bad. Okay, so that's kind of like telling you what's what. If you feel bad about it, it was probably bad. So that's your experience. But you don't have to like hang yourself for it or make yourself unworthy. But I think you are living a little bit in a prison of your head. And if you didn't, you could live a very luscious life, maybe with an earth person or a water person. The earth and water might just show the feminine qualities that's going on right now, that the most forgiveness and you want to give. It's not so much what you can take, it's more what you can give. And you feel like you're ready to give and also receive from someone. Maybe you're ready to open your heart again, even if you fear humiliation. But as I said, humiliation is connected to ego, so it's really not worth having. Okay, so I'll take a card for you from the Wisdom of the Oracle Divination cards. See what's going on with Aries. Not for you. And a change in the wind. So that was some interesting cards. 6, so it's connected with the 6 of Cups here. Something that you feel are not for you, and then 12. So I will see. 6 there. A clear knowing that something is being denied you. Rejection is God's protection. So I'm feeling a little bit this with you feel like, well, I lost it, so it must have been like the meaning of it all, because you don't want to feel the great extent of your loss, because you want to be tough and not vulnerable. And there are times when it appears that no matter how deeply you desire something, no matter how hard you work at something, the result you seek always seems to elude you. It's as if you don't really get to be in the game, and you feel you're just watching from the sidelines. The appearance of this card indicates that you are not going to attain what you want right now, that indeed your dreams for that exact thing will not be fulfilled. This is a time to radically accept that not everything is available to you when you want it. Take heart, for there are benevolent forces who desire the best for you and have a much clearer idea of what is for your highest good. Rejection is God's protection. Something much better that will make you truly happy is on its way. Trust this. Some relationships carry an innate seed of failure in them that is obvious from the beginning, but the red flags escape your observation or you refuse to acknowledge them. When a relationship is not meant to be, it is not possible to make it be. Rejection is a sign that you are being protected by the divine. If you are the one who must reject another, remember that you do so for both your sakes. For every pot there is a lid. This one may not be the best fit. Yes. Don't chase after what flees from you. Don't obsess over what eludes you. Don't bang your head against the wall. There is nothing romantic about what is unavailable. No price given for torturing yourself, and nothing to be gained by you refusing to see the red flags that have been waving since you began your pursuit. Now is the time to walk away. There are other goals, other loves, other games, other success waiting for you. The way out of obsessing is radically acceptance and surrender. Spirit wants only the best for you. This is a sign that you have something much better waiting for you. Trust. For many of you, this will be the actual message. But for others of you, from what I've seen with this reading, it's more like this is always your game, that okay, it wasn't meant to be, so it's not worth fighting for. But really, that's not your core, because you are this passionate creature. So you need to see what's really going on, like from an above perspective. If you were in an abusive relationship or someone didn't really love you, then fine, then it's time to walk away, even though I don't see any sign of it in this reading, more than you are being stuck here, maybe stuck reminiscing about something that's painful. And why you're reminiscing is probably because you haven't accepted that it's painful. So it's a game of chess. I'm thinking that maybe you just try to win, okay? So that is one part, but with this reading, it's very beautiful and soft cards. So I think the one that yields is the one that really wins. You can also yield to the fact that, well, maybe they didn't love you and they never will. And you take the pain of that, and that is awakening your true self, because then you have put yourself in an authentic position that's making you being able to love yourself no matter what other people thinks of you. Okay, so it's not personal. You can love a person to pieces and they still doesn't care about you. And sometimes that's what it is, and then you just need to accept it. But you don't have to take it personal. It just means that you love them, they didn't love you. It's not saying anything about your self-worth. Here you're like having this beautiful self-worth wakening up, and that's worth everything, because when you do that, when you love yourself like this and are stable like this, whatever, like on the vibrational level that you create here, you will meet someone that also vibrates on this level. So if you love yourself, you're going to find people that love you too. And maybe it's a very gracious goodbye, like you are forgiving someone for what they couldn't give you, or how you battled, they were battling with you, battling things out with them. And now you graciously just give a homage to that, what you had together, but you move on to something new. Which is indicated with the Page of Cups. You might to hold on, like hold back. You are holding your horses. You very nostalgic about this, what happened in the past, but you know there's a greater plan for you. So it might be like that too. But you still need to acknowledge the loss, not go on and acting like cocky. And then that will actually open the gateway to true self-love, instead of just illusionary, like believing that everyone is in love with you, it's like inflating you. But if you love yourself, it doesn't matter who's loving you or not, okay? A sense that unseen change has been initiated. Preparation for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. It's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes, yet nothing in a human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation, as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with you, your desires and expectations. Stay the course, and remember that even storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies. Yes, relationships go through periods where partner seems out of sync with each other, and stormy emotions and mood threaten to take down the ship. Perhaps someone has changed of heart and leaves. These rough seas offer opportunities for mutual growth, a way for you to understand your own heart better and to know what you need to be truly happy. Rest assured that whatever is happening now, good will come out from it. Take temporary shelter and remove yourself from drama. The air will clear, everything will be fresh and new again. This too shall pass. So I'm thinking, even if this message is a little bit maybe on the sad end, I'm feeling that this change of winds is going to be very good for you. It's like you have learned something important of how to be in relationship with other people. So when you're ready to forgive, you will also be ready to move on. into something new that's very, very beautiful. I can't see anything negative here. The only thing is like how it feels within you. There's nothing negative about your situation. It's actually everything is happening for a good cause. Okay. So this is Wild Kuan Oracle for you, Aries, and remember me, the Divine Mother within. So this is the self-love that's coming in, like how you're taking care of yourself beautifully, and this is going to be your home from now on. You're not taking crap anymore, and you know your worth, and you're giving the love to yourself, and then you kind of become fulfilled, and you become this beautiful vibration for a match that's also in love with you. I believe in you. I will never leave you. I will never abandon you. This is you saying this to yourself. I see the truth of you, and I know you are worthy. No matter how strong and grown up you become, or how vulnerable and small you feel, I love you, my own wild child divine. Trust in me, the Divine Mother within you, to guide, comfort, and nurture you into the beautiful fullness of your divine destiny. Sometimes we can feel alone, not quite sure where or to whom we may truly belong. Frightened and insecure, we imagine dark happening or feel consumed with anxiety and doubt. Or perhaps we struggle to feel our feelings and instead have symptoms of the feelings we cannot quite find another way to express. We cannot sleep, we cannot unwind and relax, we cannot quite feel safe or secure. These are signs that we are in need of reconnection with the Divine Mother within. If our human experience of mothering have been neglectful, critical, controlling, smothering, or demanding of perfection, if they have denied us of our brightness and talent, have asked too much or too little of us, or are based on fear of the outside world, then we may well have trust issues with the idea of being mothered. Yet the Divine Mother has no need to test us, to challenge us, forsake us for another, or judge us in any way. Her need is to mother us. What that means is that she offers us enough sanctuary and unconditional love to feel safe to venture into life, to grow, to take risk, and to truly do your best to live a full and authentic life. So we had a lot of threes here, Three of Swords. It was also the Three of Wands and Three of Pentacles. So three is the Empress. So I'm thinking this with self-love is going to be the solution for you. When you just accept everything with yourself and love it exactly as it is, no matter who is loving you on the outside or not, I think that's the answer to your problems. That will just make you end up in a very blissful state. Okay, so my dear Aries, I hope this helped. I want you to take really good care, and if you want to join my subscription service to learn more about this with self-love and how to center yourself in yourself, you can watch the description box for more details. I would be really happy if you join me, and also I welcome you back to my April reading that I will be doing in the mid-month of March. Okay, take care, bye bye.